Welcome to this presentation on augmentative and alternative communication. In this module, we will present introductory information on augmentative and alternative communication, or AAC, for children. Childhood is typically a time of rapid growth. Communication serves to support learning and interaction during this stage. Like everyone, children communicate for a wide variety of reasons. The ability to communicate allows children to be able to participate in many activities, to participate in school and learning, and to develop social relationships with peers and adults. Because most children are able to communicate, they are able to do many things, such as get things they want, refuse things they do not want, ask questions, tell a story, point out something interesting, share feelings, make choices, make friends, tell a joke, participate in school, and many other things. But some children are not able to use speech to communicate. Children with disabilities such as autism, cerebral palsy, or intellectual disabilities. Augmentative and alternative communication, or AAC, can support communication and allow children to communicate about all the same things that other kids do. In this module, we will cover introductory information about AAC and the benefits of using AAC for children who have difficulty with speech. Next, we will present some specific strategies that adults can use to support a child who is learning to use AAC. We will also answer some frequently asked questions and provide ideas on where to get more information. What is AAC? AAC is anything other than speech for communication. Some examples include picture, symbol, and word boards, computer systems that have speech output, or speech-generating devices, and other methods of communication such as using signs, gestures, or facial expressions. Here are several examples of communication boards that use pictures or symbols. For these types of systems, a child can look at or point to a picture of something to communicate. For example, a child could point to a symbol on the board on the right to ask to check out a book at the school library. Communication boards can be very simple, with just a few vocabulary, or they can be very complex, with multiple pages and many symbols. Some boards are constructed with picture symbols, but also some words that the child can sight read. Communication systems are developed for a child's specific needs and skills. It helps to have a custom display for specific activities. This board is made for use with the children's story, Moira's Birthday. It features vocabulary from the story, as well as words the child might want to use to relate the story to his own experience. And for a child that is literate, there may not be any need for picture symbols. Messages can be communicated by selecting whole words or phrases, or by spelling words letter by letter. Some boards are constructed by using words and phrases that are considered to be core vocabulary, that is, words that are frequently used in conversation. Many speech-generating devices are available, sometimes called SGDs. These may work essentially the same way as the communication boards, except that the computer can provide speech output once a message or symbol has been selected. They allow the capability of having many messages in a smaller space than what would be required to bind multiple pages together. Speech-generating devices are available in a variety of shapes and sizes with differing capabilities. As with communication boards, speech-generating devices can be customized for each child. Some displays are small and highly portable. Others are larger and can be mounted on wheelchairs. While many children can use their fingers or hands to make selections, alternative access is available for individuals with limited physical abilities. This might include using devices such as head pointers, chin pointers, switches, or an alternative mouse. Some individuals with motor impairments who may not be able to use a keyboard or touchscreen can control AAC systems by using a switch. Here you can see Beth Ann Luciani, a young woman who uses AAC and attends college, using a switch to access her AAC system. and some individuals make use of Eyegaze. In this case, the child will look at a word or symbol to communicate, and a partner or computer can recognize where the child is looking. Signs, other gestures, and cues such as facial expression can also be used to communicate. These types of systems can be as formal as American Sign Language or as part of another system. We all communicate in many ways, and children with disabilities can also use a variety of methods to communicate. This is called multimodal communication. So the benefits of AAC? We all communicate for a wide variety of reasons, not just to ask for things, but also to interact with people around us. AAC allows children with disabilities to be able to communicate for all of these reasons too. Children with disabilities who cannot rely on speech for their communication can use AAC to communicate with a variety of communication partners as well, just like other children do. These partners will all provide various levels of support. Next, we will discuss some strategies that you can use to support a child using AAC. There are many things that caregivers and facilitators can do to support a child who uses AAC. We will briefly cover these 5 strategies: providing lots of opportunities for communication, modeling the use of AAC, waiting and allowing time for the child to communicate, responding to the child's attempts to communicate, and having fun. The first strategy is to make sure to provide a lot of opportunities for the child to communicate. Of course, you will need to be sure that the child has access to an AAC system with vocabulary that is appropriate and relevant for these opportunities. When considering the types of opportunities to provide, remember that children learn best when they are motivated. So choose activities that the child will enjoy, and allow the child to be able to ask questions, greet people they like, make choices, share their feelings, comment on what's going on, and ask for preferred toys or activities. These opportunities can be built into activities such as reading a book together, playing games, planning dinner, or working through a school assignment. By providing opportunities, the child learns that AAC can be used in a wide variety of situations, with a wide variety of partners, and for a wide variety of reasons. Having a lot of opportunities allows children to get these multiple experiences and a lot of practice. The second important strategy is to model the use of AAC for the child. Children learn new things by watching and trying what they have seen. If you model the use of AAC while you talk, the child can use these models to learn. Some suggestions are to point to symbols on a communication board, communication book, or computer system while you talk, or signing words while you talk. Of course, you'll need to stay a step ahead of the child to provide this support and learn the symbols on the system, or learn new signs. A few things are happening when you model the use of AAC for the child. 1. It may help the child to better understand your speech because there is increased visual support in addition to what you are saying. 2. Children can see multiple examples of how AAC can be used to communicate and accomplish goals and learn from these examples. 3. It gives you an opportunity to introduce new vocabulary and concepts to the child as you interact. The third important strategy is to provide adequate wait time to give the chance for the child to communicate. Children need time and practice to develop communication skills and will learn best if they are allowed to have these. It's sometimes too easy to jump in quickly when you want the child to succeed. But some children need extra time to process and understand what was said to them. Others need more time to figure out when it's their turn to communicate. And some children require extra time because of visual impairments or motor challenges. Being patient and providing enough wait time gives the child a cue that it is her turn to respond. It also gives the child the opportunity to figure out how to respond. The fourth strategy is to make sure to respond to any communication attempt by the child. Children are motivated when their partners respond. You can respond in a variety of ways. If the child asks for an item or activity, provide it. If the child asks a question, give the answer. If the child comments, comment back or ask a new question. Every time you respond to the child, you are reinforcing the power of their communication. Children can learn that they can influence what happens when they communicate. It also allows the child to be able to connect with you, and your responses provide models to the child of how to interact. Lastly, it's always more fun for the child when the child is actively involved and understands that people will respond. Leading us to the last strategy, have fun. Don't worry about doing everything the perfect way. Try to remember the essentials. Provide opportunities, model, wait, and respond. Keep the emphasis on an enjoyable interaction that will keep the child engaged. When children are having fun, they will be more apt to want to continue to interact with you and keep communicating. So what might these strategies look like when used with children? Consider the following case examples. Gina is a 20-month-old child with a developmental disability. She loves to have her mom sing Wheels on the Bus. Because singing is an activity that can be sustained, there are a lot of opportunities for Gina to use a display like this one. This is an example of something called a visual scene display. A picture of a familiar activity is scanned into a computer, and then parts of the picture can be programmed as clickable or animated hotspots. You can select a song verse by indicating a part of the picture, for example, choosing the door of the bus, as shown here, to sing the verse about how the door on the bus goes open and shut. Other parts of the picture can be animated as well. Clicking on the wheels leads to singing about the wheels on the bus. Clicking on the driver leads to singing the verse about the driver saying, "Move on back." Gina's mom can use it too, to model how to use the display. Gina's mom makes sure to give Gina a lot of time to respond and make a choice, and shows that she is interested by waiting expectantly for Gina to choose something. And anything that Gina might choose can be turned into a song verse, allowing Gina's mom to be highly responsive to her. Gina is also learning to do the hand gestures for this song and some other signs. Gina and her mom can also play games using an AAC system. Here she is playing telephone. Using a photograph of Gina playing this game with her mom allows Gina to recognize and relate to the display. She can use areas of the picture to join in the activity. For example, if this display is on a computer and Gina selects the telephone as shown here, then the ring ring of a telephone sound may play, or hello may sound. Clicking on mom may have the mom saying hello or mom's name. Again, these types of displays are sometimes called visual scene displays. Please visit our website at aackids.psu.edu for more information on visual scene displays. Another activity that Gina enjoys is looking at picture books. Here, one of the pages from one of Gina's favorite books is scanned into her AAC system so that she can participate in reading. Selecting the horse, as shown here, may result in the animal name and sound. Selecting the words, as here, allows Gina to read the book along with her mother. Gina is also learning the signs for colors and animals while reading this book. While visual scene displays are an excellent introduction for children new to AAC, over time a child may switch to a grid display in which symbols are organized in rows and columns. What might this look like with an older child? Consider Alfred, a 4-year-old boy with autism. During circle time at preschool, all the kids have the opportunity to choose a song to sing. Using the pictured display, Alfred is able to choose a song too. Since each child gets to choose a song, each child can take a turn using the display, providing a lot of opportunities and a lot of models for Alfred. The teacher also models signs for each of the songs, like spider for Itsy Bitsy Spider, as the choices are presented. Alfred can point to the picture, use the sign, or both. The teacher is patient and gives Alfred plenty of time to make his choice. Then everyone joins in the song and the hand actions. Alfred's teacher is also doing a theme on farm animals. He also has a display with each animal that the class is learning about. This display can be used when the class is discussing the animals, where they're found, what sound they make, what role they play. It could also be used to sing verses from Old MacDonald Had a Farm. Singing the song provides Alfred and the other children with more opportunities to learn the animals. And when singing is finished, it's time for the children to wash up for snack time. This transition is often challenging for Alfred, who enjoys singing and has difficulty with transitioning to new activities. Alfred's teachers used his picture symbols to make this schedule. Using this, Alfred is able to see that although singing is done, there are other enjoyable activities coming. When each activity is completed, Alfred's teachers can show him what is finished and what is coming up next. And for a school-age child, Charlie is a second grader with cerebral palsy. He uses speech for much of his communication, especially with familiar partners. However, literacy is a priority so that he can participate in academic activities and spell out words when his speech is not understood. Charlie's class is learning about Africa. They are putting together an ABC book about Africa with something related to Africa for each letter of the alphabet. Charlie is working on the letter L. His teacher has put together this display of L words for Charlie so that he can participate in making the book. Charlie can learn a little about each of the options and then choose what he wants to write about. Now Charlie is writing a sentence about the African lion. Here you will see Charlie writing his sentence with the assistance of a software program. This software assists Charlie with typing and spelling. When he turns the software on, the software makes predictions about frequently used words. If Charlie sees the word he wants, he can just enter the number next to the word, and the word is typed in the document for him. If he does not see the word he wants, he types a letter. The software will try to predict the word that he wants that begins with that letter. The software helps with both spelling and in reducing the number of keystrokes to produce text. We have described just a few of the ways of creating and organizing AAC displays. As a child gets older, there will be many options to consider. A speech-language pathologist can provide assistance in selecting and supporting the use of an AAC system. One of the most frequently asked questions is, what will be the impact of using AAC on the development of speech? Or won't introducing the child to an alternative way of communicating make it so that the child doesn't need to talk? Actually, the use of AAC improves communication skills and language development. In fact, the use of AAC may improve the development of speech. To support communication, encourage the child to use all available means to communicate, not just one system. Having a way to communicate will allow the child to further develop communication skills. Another question that is frequently asked is, when is it appropriate to begin to introduce AAC, and who might be a candidate for AAC? The only criteria for the use of AAC is that the child is not able to use speech for daily communication needs. Some children have some speech, or may yet develop speech, but still require AAC today because they are not able to support their communication needs with speech today. Ideally, intervention should be started as early as possible, even in infancy. See our website at aackids.psu.edu for a description of AAC intervention with children as young as 6 months of age. But it is never too late to begin intervention, even if the child is older. Another frequently asked question is, can children who use AAC learn to read and write? Or if a child starts with pictures, will the child learn to read and write? Children who use AAC can learn to read and write. They will require appropriate instruction to develop literacy skills. As with any child, literacy is not something that just happens on its own. But with proper instruction and appropriate materials, literacy is an achievable goal. See our website at aacliteracy.psu.edu for more information on appropriate instruction. Children as young as 3 years of age have successfully learned to read and write with such instruction, as well as kids who began at older ages. Please visit the websites and the webcasts on this page for more information on AAC for young children. For additional information on augmentative and alternative communication, please visit the links presented on this page. We would like to thank the Office of Special Education Programs and NIDER of the U.S. Department of Education, and also the individuals and companies who provided the photos and videos for this webcast. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed this webcast.